So basically, the person's going to walk away with his mind made up that this is, one thing, when actually, if you looked into it further, it doesn't take that much to go on the internet and really search this stuff. If you really looked into it, he would find so much information. There's so much out there right now. So many people, and these are real people. These aren't these so-called experts that have been bought off. Yes, bought off. Believe it or not, you don't have to, but this happens all the time. Look at the weather people. They have a gag order on even talking about chemtrails. They'll get fired or gotten rid of some way. So we are in a sense under attack here, and that's why we're presenting what we're doing right now with the new presentation, is to help people wake up and survive better, and by making better choices.
Yeah, thanks, Val, again, for providing some more of the information to become aware of for whoever's listening. I don't know how much we can blame ourselves, our human family here on Earth, when it seems like what is really taking place on Earth and many other around worlds is the effects from all the causes the reptilian alien lords have created. So we've been deceived so much, it's even like if by the stuff called magic or psychic tricks, whatever you want to call it, the air was purified and the water was purified and our food was healthy, good. Would people keep it that way, or would we just listen to all this authoritarian stuff that's made it about the opposite of being natural? As long as we're not aware that we're being affected by reptilians, which are alien beings we call aliens, and how they've caused all of us humans to pay so much attention to the religions and the politicians and the educated people, that it's just all they've made these things this way, and we haven't woke up and learned that there's other ways. That's part of what this new presentation is providing, this gift, because the process of what's going on right now is to robotize us humans, so that our bodies won't even die. They'll just be able to keep being fixed and continue to be the slaves for these reptilians. And so the presentation is offering a way out of these psych realms to become aware of what's real. It's a very important time right now for those that are paying attention when the opportunity is being given by the real guides. If anyone is listening or observing this stuff on Facebook and YouTube and Skype about the new presentation, the wonderful worldwide educators, that the real guides are providing, giving you the chance, the opportunity to become involved, have a real purpose in life, and become more aware of why we're going through this stuff on Earth in these psych realms, these lessons that are being experienced, to see what is the opposite of what's real. It's like this is all illusionary compared to what reality really is. We're learning what it isn't. But anybody else have something they'd like to mention or ask any questions about? Have any questions about? Well, I guess we've discussed a little about the fires that are taking place on the earth and the project about reforesting part of the earth. And
where can people go to see the fire map, Tim? Is there a website that you found?
Well, I didn't pay attention to the website. I just asked Google about where all the fires on Earth are happening right now, and it provided a bunch of different information, and it had a picture of the continents, and it just seemed like it was amazing how much fire is going on all over the Earth right now, where it is able to be dry and burn. It's a huge amount of the Earth on fire right at this present moment.
You said Europe looked like the whole Europe was on fire, huh?
Yeah, they had the expression that it looks like the end of the world. There's so much fire going on over there in places, I guess, that it just, fires are awful powerful. When you see a beautiful forest that's been around for thousands of years and hadn't been logged, a virgin forest, and then when fire goes through, usually it'll burn the underbrush and things like that, and the lower things up near the ground, but it doesn't burn up the timber usually. But lately it's been so that it kills the whole forest. It burns all the trees right into burnt sticks. It's a crown fire. It just wipes out the virgin forest totally, and every little creature that lives in it practically. It is real amazing how powerful the fire is, and there's so much of it right now on Earth, and it's like the world is on fire, and there's certain reasons why it's being set on fire. So it's like Dwayne says, are we just going to sit around and do nothing while the world burns, or are we going to do something?
Yeah, we got to step up and each, become more aware. That's the main thing. Even if you can't plant a tree, if you become more aware, that says a lot to everybody around you, and helps them to see more of what's going on. Maybe if you don't even directly say it, just your willingness to allow this information to come in and not block it by saying, "Oh, this is a conspiracy," or "This is nonsense," or the science doesn't say this. Well, it doesn't take much to look a little bit past that. The Wizard of Oz kind of idea, where just pull the curtain back and you'll see the guy manipulating the machine there. That's the way it is here. It doesn't take much. Part of it's just not that people don't want to see it. That they're invested in their security and comfort, and they may have a hint that it's going on, but they just don't want to go there. It's too much to handle. So that too, they got to take the risk to get out of their comfort zone. We keep saying that over and over again. So what's it going to take? It's going to come down to where it's going to be so bad that it'll be too late. do anything. So these rainforests that we're planting are it'll be offsetting some of this what's going on, and it won't be just, it'll be all over the world too once we get going with it. So there you go.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thanks, Val. Well, hi. Go ahead.
Hi, it's Ariana here.
Yeah. Hi, Ariana.
Hi, Tim. Hi, Val. Hi, Cornelius. Yeah, I appreciate all that you guys have said. And then what you were saying, Tim, about the forest reminded me now. I just remembered about a controlled fire I was in one time where the forest ranger came out and burned the underbrush out, the weeds and everything. And all the trees were fine. And I didn't know what was going on. I could see it from a distance, and it was a full moon, and the wind was blowing it away from my house, but I could see the light. And I called my lady friend, and she told me what it was. So I took some of my dogs and went out down the road, walking down there, and it was really beautiful. We walked through as long as the smoke wasn't hitting me, and they can burn the brush underneath without it hitting the trees. And with the full moon, it was all lit up out there. It was really cool. And yeah, I just remembered that. What else was I going to say? Oh, about the elementals. I brought this up once before. I was wondering if we give love to the undines, which are the water elementals, when there's a fire. Well, we could do it all the time. But if there's a fire, maybe if we all give love, maybe they'll come out and somehow maybe it can rain. And I think there's some organizer, some kind of devices that will attract clouds that we can bring in. Anybody know anything about those things?
Well, everything's so suppressed that it's very hard for them to come out and do anything to participate, because there's so much Wi-Fi and EMFs and microwaves and nuclear stuff going on. It's. I mean, once we get going with this, yes, for sure, that everybody can participate, even the undines and all that. But it's so heavy here. The planet's so heavy with the consciousness and the poisoning, the technology that's not beneficial for anything but poisoning and destroying the planet, that it's very hard for anybody to get going with this kind of idea, that it's possible for sure.
Yeah, it's difficult, but not impossible. And oh gosh, now I forgot what else I was going to say. Oh, it's the website to look at the Firewatch is www. I think it's globalfirewatch.com. And it looks like it's all. It looks like it's all red everywhere. But you hit the plus sign, and you'll go down further and further, and you'll see that there's more smaller fires scattered. So it doesn't look like the whole thing is like completely on fire, like a furnace. But it's pretty plentiful, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Ariana. It is interesting about the elementals, because here we have the salamanders. I think that's what they're called, the fire elemental. And it seems like it's beneficial at times, and at times it's not. And it's kind of out of control right now, what the salamanders are doing on Earth, how this is being affected by the salamanders.
Well,
their fire.
Yeah. The salamanders, they're connected with fear and anger, mostly anger. So people with their anger can bring them on.
There must be a lot of anger that we see on the earth to have that salamander so active. There does seem to be an awful lot of the opposite of peace on Earth. Well, unless anybody else has any questions or something to say, we had a pretty good little discussion about the fires on the Earth and the projects of the new presentation about reforesting or creating forests for the betterment of all. And we've given some websites for anybody that's paying attention to check out for themselves and decide what they're going to do. But to become involved with the real guides is about as a good of an education and awareness that you're going to get about life. So that's what's being offered in the wonderful worldwide educators and the new presentation on Earth right now, as it might not be that long before it isn't around available anymore. So the opportunity is right now. I guess we'll sing the new you song, which is a gift to connect us with real guidance and a real education and the real universes. Ariana, would you like to start?
Sure. Let me catch a breath here. New you.
Cornelius, are you still there?
New you.
And Val? New you. New you. Thanks everybody for helping share this information and stuff to other people so they can become more aware and decide for themselves what they're going to do. We'll see ya.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for making it happen again, Val.